Doctor Who, boom. Okay, this is written by Stephen Moffat. So when I saw that, I had a glimmer of hope that maybe it wasn't going to be a complete disastrous shit mess. And it wasn't a disastrous. Wow, okay, we finally, after many years, have gotten to a Doctor Who episode that you can actually watch, and you can watch it and be like, "Hey, that was pretty good. What happened? I don't know what happened. Maybe if this was the first one that they had produced with Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor and forgot, and just that if this was the first outing, you would have been like, "Hey, this is not too bad at all. Hell, maybe we're okay." Let's talk about it using the space system of mind. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you're going to get. There's a 2 in this. Wow. There's going to be a 2. Wow. Okay. Storyline. If I give it a 0, it's bad. If I give it a 2, it's amazing. If I give it a 1, it's good. I'm going to give the storyline a 1. It was good. I liked this storyline. It's not the greatest Doctor Who storyline. My mind wasn't blown with the creativity, but it was like a solid, pretty good episode. He shows up to this planet. There's a war going on. First, we got a little bit of the war, which is always good because you want to set the stage for what's going to happen. It's pretty dangerous. Guys are getting killed. And then the ambulance shows up. The ambulance is awesome. It's like a monster. It's basically a classic. Well, it's not a classic monster. It's like a new Who monster. They're going to sell little figures with the little woman's face on the screen. She heals people, which is like if you have any kind of defect, they just kill you. They can press you in this little tomb thing, and then you have a little AI unit. It's pretty neat. So there's that. I'm not going to do any spoilers. So the Doctor lands with the TARDIS. He hears some screaming. He runs for help, and he steps on a landmine. Now, we saw how the landmine operates earlier in the first opening segment. So you're like, oh crap, he's stuck on a landmine. And even if you don't know, you know how landmines work, but they do explain it. That's the whole episode. He's stuck on this landmine and he needs to somehow get off of it, but also help the people who are in this war. Pretty decent. At first I thought, oh God, he's going to be in this landmine the whole episode. That's going to really kill the pacing. But actually, I'm going to give the pacing a 1.5. I thought it was actually pretty good. I was invested in what was going on. I was like, oh, could more characters show up to where he's standing, so things are going on. It does start to amp up because he can't move. He's got one foot dangling off of it, so he has to kind of get another foot. So they almost do like a Raiders of the Lost Ark fertility idol thing where he has to grab something and stand. So they kept upping the stakes. More people show up. Ruby then is there, of course. There's a little girl that shows up, and more people. You're like, oh crap, and then he's getting hit. And you're like, So they actually amped it up pretty good. Pretty shocking. So far, we're doing pretty good. The artistry, I'm going to give the artistry a 2. Look, I mean, this isn't like friggin', like the best of, MCU, like Endgame or Infinity War or something. But I'm talking about for Doctor Who, and I'm always doing comparative. So I'm using my system in comparison to Doctor Who. I'm not comparing Doctor Who to Star Wars budgets, right? Star Wars is going to have bigger budgets, though sometimes the Disney Star Wars ones look like garbage. This one, okay, there's a lot of like effects used and stuff. It's pretty good. For Doctor Who, I thought it looked pretty good. I believed they were in that landmine area. The planets looked cool. Maybe I could give it a 1.5, but I like the music. I actually do like the intro to this one. I think it looks pretty good. The intro music isn't my favorite. I'd probably rank the intro music maybe on the lower tier of the Doctor Who themes, but still it's okay. The visual part of the intro is cool. Ncuti is just wearing normal clothes. He's not wearing some weird, like silly outfit that just doesn't make any sense. Ruby is just in normal clothes as well, which is good. Just have them just be regular characters. Like it doesn't have to be super flamboyant every time. So that's fine. The other soldiers look good. I like that medical machine thing. That's kind of fun. So yeah, I like the artistry. The characters, I'm going to give it a 1.5. I actually thought all the characters here were really good. Ruby's good in this one. She tries to help people. That's good. I like the little kid. I like the father. There's other soldiers, which I also like as well. the Doctor. Oh man, you know, he would this. Well, this is definitely his best. Like easy. I mean, to say this is the best episode of the ones we've gotten is a bit silly because the ones we've gotten are gutter trash, right? This one's like a regular TV episode. You're like, oh, that was a good episode. You know, let's see what they do next week. You know, um, I wish there wasn't as much crying. I don't know why. That's just really bothering me. I don't like the Doctor crying the entire time he's crying, and I don't like that. I don't hate it. Maybe this is his Doctor because he's only half Doctor or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. There's a line in the last episode where he's like, "There's only one of every of us." It's like, well, there's actually two of you. Remember you split. And there's David Tennant still running around, you know, or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. He was okay. The acting was fine. It's just that I don't like this idea that the Doctor's constantly tearing up and like, oh, it's just like tears kept going down. It's like, okay, whatever. But I like the other characters and I didn't hate the Doctor in this one, so I'm going to give it a 1.5, which is a bit more than good. Not amazing, but like pretty good. I like the characters. Enjoyment factor, I'll give it a 1. You know, I thought it was good. It was like a pretty decent episode. I was like, yeah, had this been an episode sandwiched in, you know, you'd be like, oh, that was a good little filler episode just to have a small little adventure that someone came up with, a neat idea of the guy stuck in a landmine or whatever. When you put this episode in with the other episodes, it looks like a bloody masterpiece, right, compared to the other ones. There's still some weird things in it that are said and done. I'm not going to they do spoil a little bit, but nothing cringe happened, in my opinion. I thought, hey, this is like decent. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. The other episodes have gotten like a 2 or a 3. I think a 2 out of 10 with I think the last one got like a 1 or 2 out of 10. So this is a 7 out of 10. And I'm not even sure if it's a 7 because I'm a little, maybe it's lower. So in the chat, let me know if I went too high on this one as a 7. I think because after I finished watching this one, I didn't feel like destroying all my Doctor Who stuff and declaring it dead forever. I actually watched and I thought, hey, this wasn't that bad. You know, so maybe like the thing is that despite what people might say and despite what people say in the comments, I'm actually a very positive person. Most of my videos are positive things. But if something is negative and I think it's really garbage, I have to point it out. It's not fair. I can't just sit around and say everything's rosy when it's not. So this one was a decent episode. Maybe it's like a 6 out of 10. I don't know. I'm going to give it a 7 because while I sat there watching it, I didn't want to gouge my eyes out and I didn't throw up 14 times. So I guess it's that Moffat came in and said, let me do something half decent here for you guys just to kind of like, you know, help you out. This should have, if this was the very first one, forget David Tennant coming back because I don't like that at all. Those specials suck. The whole thing sucks. If this would have just been the first one, you would have been like, huh, that's a very low-key first episode, and then the crying would be okay because he's just brand new to his body and thinking, oh, I just got this new body and now I'm going to die, you know. If this would have been the first one, we would have been like, okay, maybe there's some hope for this season. They could have undone the Timeless Child's stupid storyline in the next episode, and that would have made Jodie's run, you know, like somewhat like, you know, okay, right? Like it would have just been like, well, that was not a great run of Doctor Who, but you know, it is what it is. You're gonna have some duds. Let's move on, right? Instead, we're left with this lingering Timeless Child garbage storyline, which nobody likes. Nobody wants it as part of the history. Everybody wants it undone. Even if you like these garbage episodes, you want it undone. If you don't want it undone, you're not a real Doctor Who fan. How you like that for some negativity there at the end there? Gatekeeper, I'm the gatekeeper. Write gatekeeping in the comments for this one if you watched all the way to the end. I'm the gatekeeper or something or whatever. So 7 out of 10, shocker. Let me know. Did I go too high? Is it too high? Am I too nice? I think I am too nice. Maybe I am too nice. But I actually liked this one. So wow, shocker. That's it. I don't know what to do. That's the end of the video. Please like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's it. Until next time.